like to introduce Earthrise Arcee over there to my new friend, the Nexus Pro. Headshot. Hello buddy, TKULT here, and I know I'm late to the party with this one. You know what, I'm not even gonna say that, because, spoiler, I'm gonna be late to the party with every figure ever these days, because there's no way to review shit before, like, the stolen toy reviewers, or anything else, especially me, who has to wait for them to come out, like, all the way until Amazon comes out. Sometimes I get lucky when it comes to, like, stuff like Studio Series Galvatron and G-Axis and shit like that, but very rarely, so let's just pretend like I never even said better late than never, because yeah, I'm late to this one, but that's kind of how it goes, I suppose. So, this is Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Arcee, a figure that has been getting extremely high praise from the community. A lot of people calling this the greatest Arcee figure ever made. Was really looking forward to getting it. You guys know I'm an Arcee stan. Arcee is my favorite Transformers character. I love Arcee. I'll happily buy up any Arcees that come out. Where do we fall when it comes to this figure? Very cool. Really, really like this figure. I'm really, really happy with it. It's not my favorite Arcee figure of all time, but it's certainly up there. Very, very cool figure. There's so many things this figure does that I really like. Very cool and inventive transformation, very fun robot mode, and a pretty cool alt mode as well. So without further ado, let's jump into the review of Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Arcee. Let me just completely set aside the fact that I don't like the Bumblebee movie in this review. We're not going to dwell on that like we did in the past. I'm not gonna, this is not a video of me talking about the Bumblebee movie. This is a video of me talking about Bumblebee Movie Arcee. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So here is Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Arcee, and she's a great rendition of the way of how Arcee looked in the movie. Really, really, really great. We've lost contact with the Capitol, and that's it. That's the only line she had in the movie, the whole movie. That was her only line. Yep, there you go. Apparently she's gonna have a big role in Rise of the Beast, so that has me excited. I'm genuinely excited for Rise of the Beast. I know people are poo-pooing on it. Oh, it's just gonna be another shitty live-action Transformers movie, but I have hope. I'm holding out hope that they're gonna pull something out with Rise of the Beast. I think it might be a fun movie. So yeah, but getting back into this, I apologize for this. The head sculpt, very, very, very cool. Although I'll be honest, I am getting some Billy the Puppet vibes from it. She has like the fucking like cutouts for like Billy the Puppet. It looks like Billy the Puppet mouth. You know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I'll show you in a second. But yeah, moving down to the torso, you have the pink Autobot logo, which is very cool. I actually really dig that. The pink Autobot logo, is that on every Arcee? No, 86 one has it on red, and the Earthrise one has it on red. Yeah, so yeah, this is the first time we've seen this, an Arcee with a pink Autobot logo. I kind of dig it, though. I hope they kind of stick with that. It gets my thumbs up. It gets my seal of approval. And then moving on to the arms. Admittedly, the arms are one thing I'm not a huge fan of with this figure. Now, I'm good. This is a subjective thing, okay? Calm down. This review is my review. It's my subjective opinion on this figure. There's some things about this arms I'm not 100% feeling. They're not huge deals, but they do look a little big and a little bit long to me, like just a little tiny bit. And then these hands. I'm not the biggest fan of these hands because they have to go out so much. You can see you have the hands here, and they go out like so much more, even compared to like Earthrise Arcee, which is a terrible figure that I absolutely hate. But even then, like you can see what the difference is here. Is she has like, do y'all remember Animated Lockdown, Deluxe Class Animated Lockdown? I'm kind of getting that vibe. That figure had the weirdest hands I've ever seen in my life. This figure kind of has that same kind of hands. Not as big of an issue on this figure as it is on that Animated Deluxe Lockdown, which by the way is a fantastic figure. I had that thing as a kid and I loved that thing. I would love to reunite myself with that toy. But didn't want to say that. Not a big fan of the way the hands are on this figure. And yeah, the arms do look a little bit bulky. This is once again just a very subjective opinion. Honestly, it's not even a big deal. I don't even know why I'm really going all that into it. It's just something I'm not even really complaining about it. I'm kind of just pointing it out to you. So yeah, arms are that way, and then you have the torso right there. Very cool. You can see they definitely kind of went for a new approach when it comes to Arcee, and I'm not against that whatsoever. If they want to change up Arcee to make it not so much of a shell former where she has this massive backpack that has the entire the entire car folded up on her back, fine. 100% you have my support. We got it. We don't need him anymore because we got the definitive version of that Arcee. This is the be-all, end-all version of that Arcee. There's pretty much no reason to try again, at least for a couple years, definitely. Like, there really is no reason, because that's a really, really excellent figure. This one is really going for something new, and I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I would definitely like to see, I'm definitely excited to see what Arcee is going to look like in Rise of the Beast as well. I'm hoping that they're maybe going to try this, because yeah, we've gotten it now. I really can't see Hasbro topping this figure at any point soon. So I think we can safely move on to a bit of a different take on Fembots, and it's leading to a lot of great figures. You know, Fembots have actually been pretty good lately. You know, Override was very good, Airazor was great, Black Arachnia was good, and we're just getting left and right good Arcees. The Legacy one was good, this one's good, the Studio Series 86 one is amazing. We finally broke that Fembot curse. But getting back into this, I apologize for being all over the place here. I really like these little pink accents on legs there. You can see if those weren't there, it'd just be all white and it'd be really boring and bland. But that little dot of pink right there really helps bring it all together. I really, really dig that. And then you have the backpack, which it might look a little big, but it's actually very accurate to the movie. They managed to get it to look pretty darn close to the movie. I've already thrown the box away, I'm pretty sure, so unfortunately I can't show you the little picture of her on the box, because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I threw it away. But yeah, very, very cool though that you have that right there. It's not 100% accurate. I don't think it had this like cockpit on the back, because obviously the Bumblebee movie characters didn't actually transform in that Cybertron thing. They were never made to have alt modes. All the alt modes were made by Hasbro after the fact for these figures. So yeah, that obviously isn't accurate, but you bring these pieces back, and these actually were kind of there. These little kind of shoulder pylons, those were kind of there. And if you want to, you could also have some fun with these by like bringing them out. They could be like a jetpack if you want to. And then you can also like they're also on these mushroom pegs, which honestly is not a part of the transformation at all, but you can utilize these mushroom pegs to have some fun with these. So if you want to like rotate them around or something, and you can have that going on. Or I'll show something else once we get to the accessories. I will show a weird, fun little feature that I discovered with this thing. But yeah, I think that's everything to go over with the robot mode overall. Very, very cool. The articulation's fantastic. You have double jointed bend at the elbow, which is all the articulation you could possibly need in the elbow. A little bit, basically only 90 degrees at the leg, not a huge deal. You have this extra joint in the leg right here. Not the most useful thing in the world, but hey, it can get you some upward, so that's pretty cool. But it is a bit of a weird joint, but it really helps with getting there, because there's not really a thing you absolutely have to have. You can always just tab that back in if you want to, but I really do kind of like the way it looks when you bring this piece out. Oh my god, though, it tabs in place pretty securely, because it goes out like that, but you kind of just want to get it to where it just kind of rests there, and it feels really good there. And then of course you have your beautiful ankle pivot right there, which is very necessary for this figure's transformation. The feet do some crazy shit in this transformation, but I think that's everything to go over with the robot mode itself. Here's some comparisons. Alrighty, and for comparison, let's bring in the other Autobots. We got Ratchet, Brawn, and Wheeljack. And there we have it. Now, there is Ironhide as well, but I'm going to go ahead and pass on Ironhide. I don't need it, and I like the Ratchet, and I've heard the Ironhide has worse tolerances than the Ratchet anyway, so I'm going to pass on the Ironhide. There will not be an Ironhide review on the channel, but there you have the lineup. This is what I will have. I do have the Soundwave, but he's trash. No one cares. But yeah, really, really, really cool figures, man. I think Hasbro did a great job. My absolute favorite of all of these figures, I don't have the Optimus Prime either. That's one I actually will get eventually. I'm just waiting for a rainy day to pick that one up finally. But my favorite of these four, if I were to rank these, actually, we'll go ahead and rank these. Last place is Soundwave. I don't like Soundwave. I think he's trash. Next after that, Wheeljack. Wheeljack is not bad, but he's definitely not my favorite. I don't know. I don't love him very much. I don't play with him very much. I think I put him in storage, actually. So yeah, not a huge fan of him. He's okay, though. He's not terrible. After him, probably Brawn. Brawn is really good in robot mode, but the transformation's kind of whatever, and the alt mode is pretty cool, but yeah, I don't know. He's more of a good action figure, not really a good transformer. Second place is going to be Arcee. Arcee is really good, really enjoyable, but my favorite of all of these is easily Ratchet. Ratchet is just awesome. I really, really, really love Ratchet. I just think he's incredibly fun. I love his alt mode. I love his robot mode. He's the one of all of these I have taken off the shelf the absolute most. He's just really good in my opinion. So there you have it. And of course, now to bring in all of the other Arcees that I have. Beautiful. Oh my god, they are growing, they're multiplying, and it's absolutely beautiful. Wait, there's one more. Beautiful, there we go. All of my Arcees so far, absolutely wonderful. All of these figures are very, very, very cool, except for that one, actually. That one's not very cool. This one's fun, don't sleep on that one. It's kind of a fun figure. But yeah, there you have it, my Arcee collection. Very, very cool. There you have all of my Arcees. And I imagine we won't be getting any more for a good while. So yeah, let's also move her over there so you can see how that looks. I don't know. Why? Because reasons. I think that does look better anyway. So there you go. Now, my favorite is still the 86 one. Probably the Cyberverse Deluxe one next, and then this new Bumblebee movie one will probably be my third favorite. Accessories. You get 2 little pistols with Studio Series Bumblebee movie Arcee. Very cool accessories. I really dig these. Although, I have to say, this is another very subjective opinion. You guys know what, if you saw my Studio Series 86 Arcee review, you probably know what I'm gonna say. I wish that these could have, like, pegged onto the side of her legs there and been, like, holstered, and it literally would have worked perfectly. Like, you could, well, okay, I will admit that this little slot right there that's on the leg is necessary for the transformation. However, I feel like maybe they could have just put a little nubbin right there that you could plug into that, and boom, it would have been absolutely awesome to have those like on her freaking legs right there. That would have looked absolutely awesome. However, you do get a storage option, which we'll talk about in a second, but these are actually pretty cool. I like these little pistols. You can plug these into her hands. Now, because of what I talked about with her hands earlier, they are a little bit weird because, like, if you put them in normally, it would kind of look like that is how she would hold them. You kind of have to angle them like that in order to have her actually move, shooting them straight forward. I really want to make sure it's not that I point out that I really don't care that much about this hand problem. I just wanted to point it out because it is something I noticed about it. But yeah, there you have her with that. I'm not sure if these are Blast Effect compatible. Let me check. Alright, I'm gonna check with you guys, but I don't, it's not looking good because it doesn't look like, yeah, these are not Blast Effect compatible, unfortunately. Very, very unfortunate there, but you do get those little pistols, and those are quite cool, so you can have her shooting at some Decepticons and losing contact with the Capitol. You know, you just put that up there, and then, there you go. You can recreate her 1 3-second scene in the movie where she, in fact, lost contact with the Capitol. But, getting into the storage on these weapons, because they did give you some nice storage option, just one option, for the figure, you have these little tabs back here on the backpack piece here, and these go to these little nubbin slots right there, and you can just plug the pistols onto here. Now, I'll be honest, if it couldn't be a drop leg holster, I'm pretty happy with what they did decide to go with for these pistols. I think that looks pretty cool. And if you want to, you can utilize this mushroom joint. I brought this up a little bit earlier. You can utilize this mushroom joint. You can rotate this around. It is kind of tight, and then you can have it popping up over her shoulder right there. I don't know if that was intentional, if you were supposed to be able to do that, but you can, so I'm gonna show you. You know what? We're gonna show it on both sides, because why not? So you can rotate that around, and then she can have these like over the shoulder cannons right there if you want to. Hey, it's a thing you can do if you want to do it. I'm sorry for stealing another Transformers review shtick, but hey, that's it. Yeah, that's a feature, if you want to call it that. But hey, I think it looks kind of cool. Why not? Let me have fun with my figures. They're my figures. I paid them. I paid my hard-earned money for these, man. Anyway, let's get into the transformation on this figure. Very cool transformation. Like, I'll be honest, I was a little bit worried about this transformation. It didn't look like the most fun thing in the world, but no, this is easily probably the most fun and most satisfying of all of these Bumblebee movie figures, of these Bumblebee movie Cybertronian figures. Like, the only one I think I like more than this one is Ratchet, who I have right there. But transformation, let's go. Right now, the transformation, super cool transformation. We're gonna start off with the legs here. So first off, you want to tab these pieces into the legs just like that, and then we come down to the feet. Now, before we get into the feet itself, I have to talk about the feet a little bit because this is very important. So when you're transforming her from the alt mode to robot mode, there's a very specific set of things you have to do with the feet. So when you transform, obviously the transformer, we flip that around, we pull that in there. Now, when you're going back into robot mode, you have to rotate this around, pull this out, bring this out, and then you have a little slot right here in the wheel, right there. You have to turn this into this little section right there, and then you have to push that in, and that is how you properly transform the feet. Now the wheels don't want to roll, they don't move out of the way or anything like that, they lock in place. Very, very cool. So once you get it transformed, you pull that out, bring that around, rotate that around, and there you have one leg all done. Same with this side, so you want to bring that out, bring that around, bring that in, and you have that, and then you want to plug these together. These do not plug together very securely at all. We'll talk about that more in a bit. So you want to plug those together, then you want to rotate her at the waist right here, and now we can commence with the top half, which is way more fun in my opinion. So you want to spread these pieces out here, you want to completely untab this section from right there, you want to untab that, bring this piece tabs in, you want to bring this up, and you want to take this panel that the head sits on, bring that up, bring this all back, and then you want to tab this piece in to right there, just like that. And then you want to dig the head into this little cavity right there, and then you want to close that piece right there, so you have that going on. Then you want to bring this whole piece forward, then you have tabs on either side, that's going to go into slots on either side right there, and then you have two more that are going to peg in up here as well, so it's going to be super duper secure. So get all those tabbed in place, very fun, very satisfying to do just like that. And then you want to take the torso piece here, get these out of the way, you want to bring this up, and you have two tabs right there, they're going to go into two slots right there, so you just bring that up, and that's going to tab into right there. Then you want to bring the arms up, and you want to bring them on this hinge right there, and then you want to rotate these around, bring these
these down, and then you have these slots right here that are going to go into these tabs right there. So you get a tab that right there, and then you have a slot right here that's going to go into a tab in the legs, and then you want to fold the hand in just like that, and then you want to do the same thing on this side. So have that like that, bring that in, get that tabbed into place right there, and then tab that into place right there. Very fun, very satisfying. Fold that in, and there you have Arcee in her alt mode.
And here we have the alt mode, and it's not bad. I don't hate the alt mode at all. It's pretty cool. It's not my favorite of the Bumblebee movie alt modes. I think I like Bronze more. I think I like Ratchet's a little bit more. I certainly like it more than Soundwave's. Wheeljack, I don't know. I like this alt mode though. It's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of one of those bikes from Tron, if you've ever seen that movie, which I haven't. So I don't know why I'm bringing it up, because I have not seen that movie. I think I've seen like clips of it, but whatever. It kind of looks like that kind of bike, or maybe a Kira bike, which I also haven't seen that movie, despite what you see back here. Yeah, I haven't seen Akira. I know. Every weeb watching this just like completely disowned me. Like, oh my god, get the fuck out of here. This dude hasn't seen Akira. Yeah, one of these days, I promise, one of these days I'll watch it. I kept telling myself I was gonna watch it, and then I kept putting it off and watching other shit, but let's move on. But yeah, very cool little bike. I really like this. I like these little double wheels in the back. These are actually rolling wheels, not completely. This part is locked in place, but the other side is does roll freely, which is pretty cool. And then you have the other wheels back here on these pieces. You do just have the hands on the back there and the chest right there, which is a little bit distracting, but not a huge deal. And what you can do is you can take the guns and you can plug them into her hands back here. This will obstruct the hands a little bit more, and it will kind of give her like some exhaust pipes or something like that so she can blast forward. Would have been nice if those were blast effect compatible so you could have that, but it is what it is. Pretty cool. But if you don't like the way that looks and you'd rather have the hands showing back there for whatever reason, once again, you can plug them into these same little pegs that they can plug into in robot mode for another piece of storage right there. So those pegs are visible and you can plug them in right there. You can open the cockpit if you want to. There's absolutely no space to put anything in there, but hey, you can open the cockpit if you want to, which is kind of cool. Snaps in place, very fun. The transformation is really fun. I really like this transformation. I love how everything tabs in. Like, I love how these pieces tab into right there, and then those pieces come around. It all locks in place right there. Very good. Very happy that it all tabs in place very securely. Other than these feet, because these literally don't tab in. Like, there are slots and tabs for these wheels to tab together. They literally do not work. They literally do not work. It's literally just in here because everything else is so tightly locked together. So this doesn't. It's not a problem because, like I said, everything up here tabs together very securely. But these wheels literally don't tab together. Like, don't even struggle, because it's just not gonna happen unless you get a much better copy of the figure, which I suppose could happen. It is a little bit messy up front. You know, you have some ball joints, but hey, I love Studio Series Scavengers alt mode, so I don't think I can be too complaining about that. But yeah, you have all that little hinges right there, some ball joints. Some other people more picky than me might have a bit of an issue with that, but I do not. So without further ado, let's get into some comparisons for the vehicle mode. I don't know why I stuck my tongue out, that was weird. Alrighty, and now for comparison. First off, here is Ratchet, Brawn, and Wheeljack, and oh man, these look fantastic. This is actually my first time seeing all of them together like this. I have not transformed them before this. This is honestly really cool. Now, I know what you guys are asking for. Where's Cliffjumper? I sold Cliffjumper. I did not like that figure enough to keep him, and if I'm being honest, I don't really like Wheeljack enough to keep him either, so I might end up selling him off as well. I think I'll hold on to him for a little bit longer, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Sometimes I change my mind on figures, so we'll have to see. But there you have it. There you have all of them right there. I think they actually look really, really cool together, and you can see she's easily the longest one if we line them up head to toe right there. You can see she's easily the longest one, definitely has the biggest amount of junk in the trunk right there. So there you go. Maybe that wasn't the best words to use for an Arcee figure. Here is Soundwave right there, so you can see how that one works out. This figure's garbage. And now, okay, Studio Series 86, regular Studio Series Bayverse, Cyberverse, Legacy Prime. Yeah, I transformed that thing. You people better be fucking grateful. Oh my, it was torture. It was literal torture. I'm never again, never fucking again. Oh my god, I did it for this comparison. Never happening again. There you go, all of my Arcee figures in alt mode. Absolutely glorious. Once again, 86 is easily my favorite. I'm not gonna rank all of these, because, yeah, we're not gonna do that, but, you know, and we have a ton of different takes. Like, these two are going for entirely different things, these two are going for entirely different things, these two are going from entirely different things from these, so definitely can't really rank these, but there you have it. There you have all of my Arcee figures so far. There you have it. Absolutely beautiful. This one's the best. Get this one, this one, get this one. Guys, I honestly think the only reason she has this double joint at the elbow is so you can recreate her 1 3-second long scene in the movie. Because that joint is not needed for the transformation whatsoever, and it's such a weird joint because it like tabs in place right here and doesn't move until you like really brute force it move it. So I'm pretty sure they literally put that in there so you could recreate the one pose she has in the movie. Kind of funny. But anyway, getting into my final thoughts on Studio Series Bumblebee movie Arcee. This is my second favorite of the Bumblebee movie Cybertron figures. I really, really like this figure. It's another very solid new age, not new age because that's a third-party company, newer, modern Fembot. Very, very, very cool figure. Like, they did a lot of really cool things with this figure. Really changed up Arcee's design in order to make a figure that, for the most part, is a big step up from quite a few other figures. Now, I will be honest, I do like the Studio Series 86 Arcee more than this. I think the plastic quality feels better on the Studio Series 86 Arcee, and I'm just more of a fan of this design overall. So, yeah, I do like the 86 one over this. If you're picking one between these two, I would say go for the 86 one. It's just a more definitive Arcee. However, if you are looking at this and you're like, nah, DK, I like that one. If it's like that Drake meme where he's like this to the 86 one and then he's like that to that one, you go for it. I'm sure you'll like this one, and I'm sure you might even like it more than the 86 one. That is completely on to you. Just once again, keep in mind before I move on from that point that I don't like the Bumblebee movie at all, aside from the first 10 minutes. I'm not a fan of the Bumblebee movie at all. I only bought these figures because they look like fun, and they are fun for the most part, except Soundwave. He sucks. Don't buy Soundwave. So yeah, do keep that in mind. So you might like this way more than the 86 one, and I've seen quite a few reviews that said they liked this one more than the 86 one. Like, Ham Man, he had nothing but amazing things to say about this figure. Dr. Lockdown, 2 reviews I absolutely love. Nothing but good things to say about this figure. So keep that in mind. This is only my subjective opinion, but I do like the 86 one just that teeny tiny little bit more. But do I like it more than the Cyberverse Deluxe? I'm sure what is something you guys are wondering. Maybe. I haven't decided that one yet. I love the Cyberverse Deluxe. I really do. That one is just so much fun to flip back and forth between modes, and it's such a fun figure, man. I really love that one. This one, while fun to flip back and forth, I don't know. It doesn't really have that same kind of hand candy quality that the Cyberverse one does. Like, if I pick up the Cyberverse one, I do think, no, that the weight seems to be about the same between these two. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because I've had this one and I've loved this one for a lot longer. That's the reason why I might like this one just a little bit more than this one. But overall, a terrific figure. If you haven't already picked this up, definitely pick it up. I mean, even if you already have the 86 Arcee, go pick this one up anyway. It's a fun figure, and you can never have enough Arcees, in my opinion. Seriously, really good. You did a great job with this. Great job on finally breaking that Fembot curse. We're finally getting legitimately good Fembot figures, and I am here for it. I am absolutely here for it. Wonderful, wonderful figure. Another stellar Arcee to add to my growing Arcee collection. And let's hit this figure with a big ol' A+. A very, very solid Transformer toy. So, there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button for some more Transformer reviews in the future. The next Transformers review is going to finally be Legacy Blitzwing. Now, it might be a bit before we get to this because I still am kind of on the fence with this. I have not decided what I think of it yet. I have not decided all of my opinions on this figure yet, so it's going to be a bit. And also, I'm kind of obsessed with Hunter x Hunter right now, so there may be an anime figure review in between the Arcee, this review and when you get Blitzwing's review. So, gonna throw that out there, but hopefully it will be coming within the next couple weeks. But not gonna say anything right now because, like I said, I really need some more time with this guy to decide what my opinion is on him. But for the most part, it's pretty positive at the moment overall, but there's some things I'm not feeling about it. But that is going to be the teaser for the next review. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and with that being said, this is DK Guillotine signing out. I'm gonna hold this until a little bit longer, then I'm gonna hit the stop button. Yeah.